We all carry things we don't need to. Sometimes it's our own guilt, shame, or regret. Other times, it's the pain someone else gave us. A betrayal, a harsh word, a wound that still echoes. The weight is different, but the effect is the same. We keep walking with it, long after it should have been left behind. You know, there's this old Zen story I love. Two monks are walking together, silent, calm, focused, and suddenly, they reach a river. On the bank there's a young woman, dressed in a silk kimono, scared to step in, afraid she'll ruin her clothes. She looks at the monks with pleading eyes. Now here's the thing. These monks have strict vows. They're not supposed to touch women. Ever. But one of them, without hesitation, lifts her up, carries her gently across the water, puts her down on the other side, smiles, and then he just keeps walking. Hours go by. No words. Just the sound of sandals on the dirt path. Until finally, the other monk can't hold it in anymore. He blurts out, "Brother, how could you do that? You know we're not allowed to touch women." And the first monk turns, looks him straight in the eye and says, "I put her down at the river. Why are you still carrying her?" That's it. That's the punch in the gut. One monk let go in the moment. The other carried her all day in his mind. And isn't that what we do? We hold on to anger, to guilt, to shame, to stories that should have been left behind long ago. We keep carrying them, while the real weight is only in our heads. See, there are people I help as a coach, and I'm not talking about the big executives, the successful high flyers. They can pay their way through anything. I'm talking about people who really need help, but don't have the means. And for them, I work for free. Sometimes it's one session. Sometimes it's a whole week. A semi-rehab. Doesn't matter. I don't ask for money. I ask for one thing only. Commitment. Commitment means if we agree on something, you stick to it. If I ask you to write in a journal, you write. Not for me. For yourself. Because without that, I can't see. I can't guide. I can't help. Simple, right? There was this woman. I'd helped her a few times already, and she was doing better. Stronger. Clearer. Now she wanted to take the next step. She wanted to quit smoking weed. She'd been smoking every night for years. Couldn't remember the last evening sober. Couldn't remember the last time she fell asleep without a joint. That's not just a habit. That's her prison. So I told her, it's going to be tough. The first night will feel endless. Your body will scream for it. But we'll make a deal. If you feel the urge, first you do this one special exercise I gave you. And if it still doesn't work, you call me. Anytime. Even if it's 3 a.m, it doesn't matter. You call okay? She promised. That evening I texted her. How's it going? No answer. Then my phone pinged. A message. It said, starting tomorrow. I just finished the last bit I had. My blood boiled. I wrote back, we made a deal. You would do the special exercise I gave you, and if you still wanted to smoke, you promised to call me. You broke the deal. Sorry for my time it took to try to help. Was a waste of time. Please don't answer. Cold? Maybe. But I meant it. Because if you break the only rule, what's left? The next morning she wrote back, I've decided to start quitting today. I didn't call you despite our agreement, and I apologize for that. And then it went silent for days, until I asked again how she was doing. She told me she still hadn't smoked a joint, that the fog in her head was gone, that she'd wanted to call me but didn't dare. And she said, I still feel bad about breaking our agreement. And that's when it hit me. We were just like the two monks. I had put her down at the river. For me, it was over. But she was still carrying it. And that's the crazy part, right? She wasn't carrying the weed anymore. She was carrying the guilt. Her focus was stuck on the one thing she did wrong, breaking the deal, while completely overlooking the miracle that she hadn't smoked for days. The fog was gone. Her body was clean. That was the goal all along. But that's what we humans do. We zoom in on the failure, the slip, the broken word, and we miss the joy. We miss the progress. We miss the victory that's already there. So here's the question. What are you focusing on? The one thing you messed up, or the 1,000 things you're already doing right? Because the weight you carry is often just the story you tell yourself. And sometimes, the only shift you need is to stop staring at the crack in the glass and finally notice the water inside it. And here's the deeper layer. It's not just about what we do wrong ourselves. It's also about what others do to us. Because just like she carried her guilt, we often carry the wounds of someone else's actions. Words that cut, betrayals that scar, disappointments that never got an apology. And just like the monk, we think we left it behind. But in truth, we keep walking with it on our shoulders. Someone lied to you. Someone left you. Someone treated you unfairly. It happened. It hurt. But the real suffering comes when you keep carrying it. When you replay the scene 1,000 times in your head. When you let their voice become louder than your own. When their failure to love you well turns into your ongoing punishment. That's the trap. Whether it's your own broken promise or someone else's betrayal, the result is the same. You're still holding it, still feeding it, still letting it take space in a life that should be lighter by now. And the cruel part? The other person may have already put it down. They might not even remember. Just like I had let go of that broken agreement. But you carried it. So please remember that freedom starts with this one choice. Not just forgiving yourself, but also refusing to keep holding what someone else dropped long ago. Their mistake doesn't have to be your burden. Their action doesn't have to be your cage. The monk put the woman down at the river. Maybe it's time you do the same with the stories of others and with the ones you tell yourself. Only then can your hands be free to carry the life you actually want to live.